Here, the trauma paradox, why we keep returning to familiar pain. Introduction. The Stockholm Syndrome of childhood. We don't choose our first relationships. Like hostages born in captivity, we bond with our captors not because they're kind, but because they're all we know. This primal survival mechanism becomes our relationship blueprint, explaining why. 78% of adults who endured emotional neglect unconsciously recreate similar dynamics in romantic partnerships, Journal of Attachment Studies 2023. The brain registers familiar misery as safer than unfamiliar kindness, Harvard Neuroscience 2021. The neurobiology of familiar suffering. MRI scans reveal 3 disturbing adaptations in trauma survivors. Rewired threat detection. The amygdala shows 40% less activation when hearing raised voices compared to controls. We literally stop registering yelling as dangerous. Meanwhile, calm tones trigger anxiety spikes in 62% of subjects. Addiction to intermittent reinforcement. Dopamine surges when toxic partners occasionally show affection create stronger addiction loops than consistent love. This explains why breadcrumbing feels more intoxicating than stable relationships. Self-blame as protection, the prefrontal cortex overdevelops rationalization pathways. Children who believe, "I deserve this," maintain the illusion of control, a survival strategy that becomes adulthood's prison. Case study. The lawyer who couldn't leave. Sarah, 34, excelled at defending clients from unfair treatment while tolerating her partners. Financial control. He's just better with money. Public humiliation. I was being oversensitive. Isolation from friends. He wants to protect me. Therapy revealed shocking parallels to her childhood. Father controlled mother's spending. Family mocked her dramatic feelings. Any outside friendships were discouraged. 3 warning signs. You're repeating history. The familiarity. Tingle that spark with new partners often signals trauma recognition. Healthy relationships may initially feel boring because they lack chaotic intensity. The excuse generator automatic thoughts like, "They're just stressed. I provoked them. Other people have it worse." The forgiveness addiction. Proudly tolerating mistreatment as proof of your loyalty or strength. Breaking the cycle. First steps, body awareness. Track physical reactions during conflicts. Numbness, dissociation, instant forgiveness. These are trauma responses, not virtues. Relationship autopsy. Compare your partner's behaviors to childhood caregivers using a 3-column list. Childhood wound, partner's behavior, your rationalization. The 72-hour test. After incidents, wait 72 hours before. Making excuses. Initiating reconciliation. This disrupts the trauma bonding cycle. Rewiring your relationship blueprint. From trauma bonds to healthy love introduction. The addicted brain. Toxic relationships aren't just psychological, they're biochemical. Studies show withdrawal symptoms from leaving an abusive partner mirror opioid detox, Journal of Trauma and Dissociation, 2022. MRI scans reveal that remembering a toxic ex lights up the same brain regions as drug cravings, Yale Neuroscience Lab, 2023. This isn't weakness, it's neurological hijacking. Section 1. How childhood programs your partner selection. The comfort deception. The experiment. When shown faces of strangers versus their abusive parents, 73% of participants' stress hormones spiked more for kind strangers, Stanford 2021. Why? Familiar cruelty registers as safe because predictable. Your nervous system knows how to survive it. Intermittent rewards, occasional affection, create addiction loops. 2. The repetition-compulsion cycle. Freud's theory now has fMRI evidence. Trigger. Current partner's behavior echoes childhood wounds. Response. Body reverts to childhood survival tactics. Freeze, fawn. Reward. Temporary relief when conflict resolves. Trauma bond strengthens. Case study. David, 40. Childhood. Alcoholic father who alternated between rage and remorse. Adulthood. Consistently attracted emotionally volatile partners. Breakthrough. Realized his type wasn't passion. It was familiar dysfunction. Section 2. The 4 trauma bond hallmarks. 1. The excuse generator. Automatic thoughts like, "They're just stressed. I provoked them. Other people have it worse." Neurological basis. Overactive dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Rationalization center. 2. The forgiveness addiction. Proudly tolerating mistreatment as proof of your loyalty. Danger sign. Keeping a mental ledger of their good days to offset abuse. 3. The familiarity tingle. That spark with new partners often autos trauma recognition. Healthy relationships may feel boring initially because they lack chaotic intensity. 4. The invisible cage, physical symptoms when considering leaving, nausea, dizziness, chest tightness, not cold feet. This is biochemical withdrawal. Section 3, rewiring strategies, neuroplasticity-based. 1. Body awareness training. Track physical reactions during conflicts. Numbness, freeze response, instant forgiveness, fawn response, dissociation, escape response. Tool, 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique to disrupt autopilot. 2. Relationship autopsy. Compare your partner's behaviors to childhood caregivers. Childhood wound. Partner's behavior. Your rationalization. Father's silent treatment. Partner ignores you for days. They're just introverted. 3. The 72-hour test. After incidents. No contact for 72 hours. Journal physical, emotional symptoms. Observe if they take accountability. Unprompted science behind it. Disrupts the cortisol-dopamine addiction cycle. Section 4. Building a new relationship immune system. 1. Microdosing safety. Spend 20 minutes a day with people who listen without interrupting. Respect boundaries. Purpose. Retrain your nervous system to recognize calm as safe. 2. The boundary gym. Start small. I can't talk after 9 p.m. I need sleep. I'll need a rain check on that. Progression. Like muscle training, increase difficulty gradually. 3. Rewriting your attachment map. Visualization exercise. Imagine your ideal partner's daily behaviors, how they handle conflict, how they celebrate your wins. Neurological impact. Creates new neural pathways for healthy expectations. The chemistry of trauma. Why sparks? Often signal danger. The butterflies in your stomach. The magnetic pull. The late-night conversations that feel like oxygen. Society calls this chemistry, but neuroscience reveals a darker truth. What we label as romantic intensity is often the brain screaming, "This feels familiar." The lie of instant connection. A 2023 University of Chicago study analyzed love at first sight experiences. 89% of participants who reported intense initial attraction later described their relationships as emotionally volatile. MRI scans showed their brains lit up in the periaqueductal gray, the same region activated during threat responses. Case study: the therapist who fell for narcissists. Dr. Layla, a marriage counselor, had a pattern. Stage 1, idealization. He just gets me. Stage 2, walking on eggshells. I can't mention his drinking. Stage 3, rescuing. His trauma explains everything. Her breakthrough came when she noticed. Her clients described identical cycles. The men she felt nothing for shared traits with her emotionally available father. The trauma reenactment triad. 1. The repetition compulsion loop. Childhood, unpredictable caregivers, hypervigilance to mood shifts. Adulthood, mistake anxiety spikes, waiting for their text. 4. Passion. Science. Intermittent reinforcement triggers 3x more dopamine than consistent kindness. Journal of Neuroscience 2022. 2. The savior complex. Origins, childhood role as parent's therapist. Adult manifestation. Attracting broken partners. Believing your love can fix them. Secretly fearing stability. What's my purpose if they heal? 3. The emotional hangover. Post-argument make-up sex isn't intimacy. It's cortisol, stress hormone, surge during conflict. Oxytocin, bonding hormone, flood after reconciliation, addictive cycle, comparable to cocaine highs and crashes. Harvard Psychiatry, 2021. Rewiring attraction. Step 1. The attraction autopsy. Next time you feel chemistry, ask, does this person remind me of anyone from my past? What physical sensations do I feel? Anxiety, excitement. Would a healthy version of me want this? Step 2. Boredom as medicine. Healthy relationships may initially feel flat to trauma-adapted brains. Exercise. Spend 30 minutes with someone emotionally stable. Notice lower heart rate, absence of obsessive thoughts, mild discomfort, your brain adjusting to safety. Step 3. The 90-day detox. Avoid dating anyone who triggers instant obsession, urge to help them, dramatic push-pull dynamics. Alternative, build non-romantic connections that emphasize reliability. Why this feels impossible. Leaving trauma bonds triggers literal withdrawal. Week 1 to 2, physical symptoms, nausea, insomnia. Month 3, emotional cravings. Maybe they've changed. Month 6 plans, clarity emerges. That wasn't love, that was addiction. The light switch moment. You'll know rewiring is working when past soulmates now seem exhausting. You feel calm, not bored. With kind partners, red flags trigger disgust instead of fascination. Building a new love architecture. The science of secure attachment. The human nervous system is not designed for happiness, it's designed for survival. This biological truth explains why breaking trauma bonds feels like tearing out your own wiring. But neuroplasticity research confirms we can install new relationship software. Here's how. Neurobiology of secure attachment. A 2024 Cambridge study tracked brain changes in trauma survivors undergoing attachment repair. After 6 months of targeted practice, the amygdala showed 32% reduced reactivity to relationship stress. The prefrontal cortex developed thicker gray matter in decision-making regions. Dopamine responses shifted from chaotic relationships to predictable, kind interactions. Case study: the CEO who could only love broken men. Amanda, 42, built a Fortune 500 company, but consistently dated unemployed addicts. Her pattern revealed childhood with a brilliant but bipolar father, neural wiring that associated love with rescuing physical anxiety around emotionally stable men. Her retraining process: morning visualization of secure relationships, weekly boring date. Challenges with stable partners: tracking physiological responses, heart rate, sweating. After 8 months, stability finally feels exciting. The chaos I craved was just my body remembering Dad. The Secure Relationship Toolkit. 1. The 90-second reset. When triggered, name the physical sensation. My chest is tight. Locate its origin. This feels like when Mum would disappear. Observe without judgment for 90 seconds. Time for cortisol to metabolize. 2. Boundary laddering. Start with micro-boundaries. I need to sleep at 11. I can't take calls during work hours. Gradually increase. I won't discuss this when you're drinking. I need mutual apologies to move forward. 3. Rewriting your love map. Create a new template by studying healthy couples in real life, not media, your own positive non-romantic relationships, historical examples of secure partnerships, the withdrawal timeline. Expect these phases when leaving trauma bonds. Phase 1. Biochemical detox, days 1 to 30. Physical symptoms: nausea, headaches, insomnia. Brain scans show identical patterns to drug withdrawal. Cravings for toxic partner, strongest at 2-week mark. Phase 2. Neural rewiring, months 2 to 6. Developing taste for new flavors of interaction. Old triggers lose intensity. First experiences of calm attraction. Phase 3. Identity reformation, months 6 to 18. Discovering who you are without crisis, bonding. New red flags become obvious. Capacity to walk away from dysfunction. The secure relationship checklist. Your body's new indicators of healthy connection. Consistent sleep quality after seeing them. Digestive system functions normally. No compulsive phone checking. Memories of interactions bring calm, not anxiety. Conflicts resolve with mutual repair. Maintenance protocols. Monthly attachment style. Check-ins. Annual relationship value audits. Ongoing nervous system regulation. Vagus nerve exercises. Co-regulation practices. Somatic experiencing. Relapse prevention. When old patterns tempt you, reread journals from withdrawal phase. Consult your future self. Letters. Spend 24 hours with securely attached friends. Final metrics of success. You'll know transformation is complete when your type has completely changed. Past toxic relationships inspire confusion. Solitude feels nourishing, not terrifying. You attract partners who surprise